Yes, sir. Here we are once again, going live, doing it live, trying to make some money and trying to get $1.15. Like my boy Tupac would have said, here is where we are. Uh, Trying to make sure that people from the Discord are, in fact, knowing that we are here today and ready for the shenanigans, my friends. Um, let's see here. I believe that I am live now, and that is a good thing. All right. Good morning, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. I hope you guys are having a great day. I've been a busy bee, kind of finding some nice little in spots and selling some covered calls where I saw opportunity and cash secure puts where some other stocks are getting hit today. So overall, it's been a good morning. What do we have at play here? Well, today we seem to be having more of the shenanigans. So, if I can, in fact, hear what's going on, that would be great. But I can't. All right. Whatever, man. Whatever. Yeah. So there it is. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? It is I, the Savage of Wall Street, going live once again, just like I said I would. It is 8:30 a.m. California time. Trading has been going on for 2 hours, and oh my, gold surges on the weaker dollar and the risk of a shutdown. That's the news we got. Government shutdown, baby. Remember when our taco boy would say, you know what? If a president cannot avoid a shutdown, he should be fired. He should step down and he should leave the White House. This was what I guess Obama was president. That's what Taco Boy was saying. So again, what's going to happen? Is he going to walk away now if there's a shutdown? Is he going to hand in the keys to the White House to the vice president? I don't know. Let's stay tuned and watch what happens. The shenanigans at play, my friends. Are we going to have a shutdown? I mean, he's threatening to fire hundreds of thousands of federal employees, and I, for one, don't think that's the right way to go. If anything, that's more of this. The clown show continues, my friends. The clown show continues. Yes, it does. The clown show continues. Between the government, between the stock market, and just in general, where do we find safe haven, right? Hey, man. Good morning, guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys had a great weekend. And more importantly, I hope you guys are making money this morning. Wing Commander is in the house saying good morning. CKT is in the house saying let's do this. Jay Gill is in the house saying good morning. Savage, Cindy B saying hey, Savage. Guys, good morning. Wherever it is that you guys are, I say buenos dias from California. Sunny California and the good old US of A. Nice little mixed bag we got going here, right? I see that the big news is that I guess EA went private again. I just, all these companies go through hell and back so they can go public. And then these clowns are like, yeah, let's go private. That's just, I don't know. That tells you that maybe they're just not making as much money as they should be making. And that's really surprising because everyone wants an EA Sports. It's in the game. So maybe people just are not spending as much money Kids don't have as much money, to spend on $80, $90 games. Parents obviously don't have money to be paying for, the same game pretty much every year. There's like another, like a 2K, right? Like every basketball season, there's a new game. Every new soccer season, there's a new game. And like every year, there's like, for every sport, there's a new game. And yes, they're fun to play. But, can parents really, can they justify, buying 6, 7 of those games a year? And spending, I don't know, $700. And that's like to get the regular game, right? Like if you want like a special game that has like all the bells and whistles, like it's like a $199, price tag on the special edition for cool kids. And it's just like, I think people have said enough. And so these clowns were like, you know what, let's just go private. Saudi money is in there. So the Dow Jones, nothing burger, down 19 basis points. The S&P 500 up 21 basis points. The NASDAQ is up half a point, 50 basis points, 49 basis points. Pretty much a nothing burger today. But, what we are seeing is we are seeing that the market has got a little bit of a mixed bag, right? I see that let's see here. SoFi is taking it on the chin a bit today, this morning, to the tune of being down almost 2.5%. AI was down a bit this morning, almost 1%. It went sub 17 for a second. I went in and I bought some $30 calls expiring 2027 on AI, and so I'm gonna keep hoarding those. These were not extremely expensive. I paid $230 for them, so just a couple, right? And so whenever there's weakness on C3.ai, either shares or calls, I'm actually going to be buying, because I think when it runs, it's going to run. September's almost over, and I did tell you guys yesterday when I had my show that don't be afraid to see a little red, right? If you guys saw red today, that was kind of expected, because September usually is the bloodiest month of the year, right? When it comes to investing, it's just it is what it is. But we had been green for a lot of September. I think the majority of September days were green, so it was to be expected to have a little sell-off and to kind of adjust positions, right? The market is probably going to have an October rally, like it usually does. Now, is it going to be like in the last half of of October? Will it be the first week and then the second week sell off, and then the next week is red, and then we finish strong? I mean, we don't know what the market's going to do, right? I told you guys, if the market is red tomorrow, and the stocks give you opportunity, go in through a cash secure put. If it's a company you've been eyeing, it's down, and you feel confident that it's going to be in the up and up, it's got good fundamentals. Hey, go in through a cash secure put and get paid to buy the stock. If the stock is green and you hold it and it goes up, 5, 10, 15%, sell a covered call and make some money. And that's exactly what I did this morning. A BMNR, it rallied a bit, I think above 6-7%. And that was my cue. I started watching it at 5. And I put in my stinkers. And I sold some $70 covered calls expiring November. And I brought in $675 for those, $675. Some gambler out there said, yes, I'm going to buy your shares at $70 a pop. The stock is at like $54, $53, $54 a share. I'm selling it. That's my average. My average is 53. I'm selling it basically for a $1,700 profit per contract. I sold 3 of those. Okay. So per contract, I'm making, $1,700 on the stock, Now think about it. I sold for $675, right? So I'm making well over $2,300, for every 100 shares. What is wrong with that? I bought those shares last week, right? And then I bought them like at 56 or 55, and then the stock went down to the 40s, and I sold cash secure puts, $55 cash secure puts and $50 cash secure puts. I used that money to then use to buy more shares and average down, and the stock is recovered. And now I do cover calls because the stock went up 6-7% today. And that's how you do it. I brought in cash, and what did I do with that cash? Well, guess what? I did some cash secure puts on BBAi because BBAi is taking a hit. I sold some $6 cash secure puts expiring in December, and I brought in like $1.05 for them, $1.04, something like that. That's how you do this, guys. That's how you play the game. NVTS. I sold some NVTS showed a little life this morning, right? That's Navitas Semiconductor. And it was up to 15-16% earlier in the morning. And what did I do? Well, I brought in I went to December, I believe, and I sold some $9 calls, and I brought in $1 for those. That's where the opportunity was this morning, so that's what I did. These guys, these clowns, man, on Wall Street, and in the government, they're going to do what they're going to do. There's nothing you can do about that because that's not your role, right? But what you can do is you get paid to own stock, and you get paid for covered calls on stock that you own. That's it. That's it. No big deal. So let's see what we got here. CKT saying, let's do this. Jay Gill saying, good morning, Savage. Alex in the house saying, good morning, Savage. Bobby Atkinson, it's in the house, my man. How you doing? I know you're on your lunch break. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good, nice little lunch, and you're making money. Karen D saying, good morning, everyone. Karen D saying, I have some $30 and $32 cash secure puts for January 26th and 27th. I don't know what that is. Karen D, you're going to have to help here because I don't know what that is. You're going to have to give me a ticker. I'm guessing it's SoFi. I'm going to guess it's SoFi, but I'm not sure. So it could very well be something else. It could be BBA. No, not BBA. AAOI. It could be, I don't know. It could be many things. Kent's mom saying, I'm here. We shall begin now because you're here now, Kent's mom. For sure. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a relaxing weekend. I did not. My daughter's birthday, we celebrated it this weekend, and she had friends from school and from the team come through. And I'm telling you, man, if you haven't had a nice get together with 12-year-olds and 11-year-olds, where they come in and have a sleepover and stuff, it's crazy. These girls, they stayed up till 2:30 in the morning. It was just crazy. And anyways, I didn't get much sleep. And then the kids didn't leave yesterday till 2 p.m., 3 p.m. And so it's just I was telling my wife, can you please tell their parents to come get them? She's like, stop. They're having fun. I'm just like, you know what, man? They're having fun, but I'm just not. The deal is a sleepover. You sleep, you wake up, you eat, you go home, but they were having a blast. And so anyways, it was a cool weekend. I obviously could sleep a little more, but I had to make money this morning, right? Someone's got to pay the bills, right? The sleepover had to get financed somehow. Look at that. Navitas is back up, which is beautiful. It's all good. It's all good. We sold $9 cash covered calls expiring December. We're good. Got through cover calls times 3 on the NVTS December 8th for 110, says CKT. That's what's up. It's all good. You're making money. As long as you're making money, my friend, that's all that matters. Karen D saying, sorry, GME cash secure puts I've had for a while. So good. You can't go wrong. Anything in the 30s or below on GME, kudos, my friend. You're going to make some bread. I say, those warrants are going to do their thing. Give it a week. I mean, this is the last week of October or September. October is coming up, right? I think Wednesday is the 1st. So it's gonna be beautiful. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By Friday, it's gonna be very interesting to see Thursday and Friday. I can't wait, man. I think GME's popping. It's gonna pop. It's gonna pop. But let's see what happens. The man is in the house saying, "Road December cash secure puts on BBAi $5 strikes. Got myself 90 cents. Contract. Thank you for your donation to my account building journey. Um, Not relaxing at all. Completely remodeling mother-in-law's home. We put her assisted living a month ago. Oh, we put her in an assisted living a month ago, and the house was trashed. Fixing it out to rent out to pay for assisted living facility. Okay. Well, there's no rest for the wicked, Kent's mom. That's just how it is. So it's you know what? That's what are you gonna do? Someone has to do it, man. Someone has to do it, and sometimes it's gotta be us, right? Seem to be saying thing. I will buy some more QSI. It's down today. Let's see QSI. QSI. Yeah, it's down to 130 in the 130s, 135, 138. It usually comes down in it. Okay, so the ceiling for QSI is like the 170s, 160, right? That seems kind of like when it goes up to that area, it gets hammered down. And then it trades in this channel between the 120s, 160s. Whenever it goes to like 120s, that's kind of where essentially, I mean, I was consolidating. I was buying when it was like $1, right? That's kind of like I was buying at $1. Um, I was buying it at 80 cents. Um, So that's kind of like my average, right? So at this point, when it's like in the 130s, I really don't do much. It's down 7% today, so I can, nibble. I say nibble. Don't be surprised if it gets hit back down to like the 120s, maybe the 1 teens, right? And that's kind of where you kind of nibble a bit more. But don't go heavy on it. It's consolidating. That's what it does. It's got to make a decision, right? QSI gets to like look for it to break out above 170. If it breaks out above 170, it holds there, above 150, 160. If it holds that for like a week or two, that's your cue, right? That it's gonna probably break out. But yeah, it does that. It does this. It's just I consolidate, you know, use cash secure put money or cover quote money to go and buy like 30 shares, 40 shares here and there. Don't go crazy. Don't buy like 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. Just average down, nibble down, because you don't want to like overexpose yourself either, right? So when it runs up to 160, 170, you could sell some covered calls on it. Sell some $2 covered calls out to a couple of months, see if it happens, or you can hold it and see what happens. That too, it's all good. It's all good, but just don't go, don't go selling the house and take it in on a second mortgage, to go heavy on QSI. It's one of those that it's got to make a decision, and you're holding it, and it's all good. It's just RXRX, same thing. It's just consolidating at specific price points. It's just you'll see how it moves. The longer you hold it, the more you'll see how it moves. So whenever possible, through cash secure puts or using premium, come in and nibble, right, and just expand your portfolio, right. Always keeping your antennas up and seeing what's moving it. It did have some pressure to the sell side. I think they're gonna do like a stock offering of some sort. That's why it's down, because people are trying to figure out why did the insiders sell, or why the stock offering, right? But I mean that's what companies do. Remember, I told you guys yesterday, as a matter of fact, there's so many reasons on why insiders sell, right? It could be for tax purposes. It could be because they are raising cash for whatever reasons. It could be for whatever, right? But there's only one reason they buy, and that's because they think the stock is going to go up. So that's kind of what you should be looking at. It's companies where the CEO and the insiders are always buying. That's a very good sign, right? So again, not saying that QSI is obviously one that I watch, and I hold, but I don't want to, don't overexpose yourself either. I hold already a few thousand shares. It's all good. Kent's mom said, I don't even like her. She's not nice. But there's no one else around to do it. It falls on me. But I think I'm good at this. May try another flip after this. Kent's mom, you're too kind. I think it's all good. Sometimes people aren't nice, and we're nice to them, and it is what it is. Kent's mom, is all good. I think keep saying by selling covered calls and cash secure puts, and it's all good. The men saying my 450 BBAi covered calls got $4 for them. Currently thinking about buying back for 285, or maybe I'll be greedy and I got a couple of months. However you want to do it, man. There's more than one way to skin a cat. So you'll never get hurt taking in a profit, right? You just never will. You'll have regrets if you don't, if you don't take in a profit. I'll show you that. So more often than not, people lose money in the stock market because they hold too long or they don't take profits when they should. So, but you have, as long as you have a plan, that's what matters, man. The man is saying, I also jumped on the high yield train, but some ulti to ride their insane distributions for as long as it lasts. Nice to have someone write the risky contracts for me, giving me $100 a month right now. Yeah, I don't do the yields, ETFs and such, because it's just not worth it. It's like that's they get eaten away too fast. Essentially they're synthetic covered calls, right? So it's just not worth it for me. It's not it's just not worth it. I rather bring in money through cash secure puts on stock that I know that it's going to bring a nice return. And if I am placed that stock, right, then I wanted it anyway. So, and then I kind of expand my portfolio as opposed to having like I think of high yield ETFs as like stocks with termites on them, right? I don't like termites in my house. I don't like termites in my stock. It eats, the termites just eat away too quickly. That's the best way I can put it to. I don't know if it makes sense. Always be writing saying, number 10, I'm up on the BBAi no matter what happens, says the man. OT actually isn't synthetic calls anymore. They own the underlyings and just write cover calls on them. It's all good. I mean, if that's how you like making your money, I see no problem. As long as you make money, man. As long as you make money, that's what matters, right? Now, whether it's 2% or 5% or 10%, that's a whole different story. But as long as you're comfortable in making money, it's all good. Don't let nobody tell you what to do with your money, my friend. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh yeah. What else do we have? Open is down. Open is down. 7% today to 819. Now remember, guys, I told you don't be surprised to see open go down again. And here it is. Now, this is the thing. It's down 7%, right? Don't be scared to write a $7 cash secure put and perhaps put a stinker of like 125 in there. 125 to 150. I mean, you're essentially buying it for like 550, 575 open, that is, you're right. That's what you're buying for. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be $6 cash secure puts expiring November are bringing you in like $70 right now. $70, $69. You're essentially buying for 540, right? 530. Not terrible. I'm just saying, so many ways to go about this, or you could just not do anything. and see how the stock performs, and just stay on the sidelines and just watch how it moves, But if you were to take if you wanted to take a position today, would not be a terrible day because it's down 7%. Now it could go down to 10%. That's why we do stinkers, right? If it goes down 15%, that's why we do stinkers. So you're protecting yourself on the long run and bringing a lot of premium. BMNR, look at that. BMNR is coming down. Yeah. All right. My $70 covered calls have already made me almost 10%. Ain't that something? I just can't believe somebody gave me $675 for these contracts, man. That's I'm up $60 already. Yeah, per contract. I love it. And I still have those cash secure puts in there, and I'm just basically I'm gonna choke it between $70 and $55 puts. $70 calls, $55 cash secure puts that they gave me on average $12.50 for those. So I'm essentially buying at $42.50 and selling at like $6.75. So that between that channel, I'm making money, guys. That's how you do it. And then you know what? I'm holding all that cash right now, and as soon as this BMNR goes sub 50 again, I'm gonna use the cash that I generated to buy some more stock. I'm bullish on it. BBAi. Well, look at BBAi now. You know what? $6 cash secure puts expiring in December, my friends. $105 to $110 right now. Ask for 108, you probably get filled. So the stock at 6 is at 646. You're saying I'm willing to buy it at 6 in December. Pay me $105, $110. Say 108. That is not a terrible right, man. BBAi is a good company. NVTS, NVTS, they have an NVIDIA contract, man. So those $9 covered calls expiring December, just I may get taken out, but I'm essentially selling for 10. So, I don't see a problem with that. At all, right? My average is in the 5s. So, yeah, I don't see a problem, man. Let's see. ASST is down. Of course it's down. They're going to walk it all the way down to like 160, 150. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Do not touch ASST, guys. That is a toxic stock. I got into it just because I wanted to run a little what's it called, experiment, right? And as long as it stays above 150, 155, I'm good. But it's 229 now, so we'll see what happens. I have until October 17th for those cash secure puts. So RCAT companies, I told you guys yesterday, or not yesterday, Friday, when it was trading in the $18 land, I was telling you guys $20 cash secure puts expiring November. They were bringing you around 275, $270 Not terrible. The stock is now almost $20 a share. Did it hit $20 a share today? Ooh, it may have hit $20 a share. I see 1998 here. It hit 2002 today. So, just saying, rocket companies, anything under 20 is a gift. So don't be afraid to go in, and take a position in rocket companies on some weakness, right? You see the stock go down 4 or 5%, go through a cash secure put, bring in some money, get paid to buy the stock. It's a real estate play. And once these rate cuts really start happening, right, to the tune of like we got 4 or 5 rate cuts in 6 months, Rocket's going to be around $30 a share, if not more. So at this point, it's consolidating, I think, in the $18 to $20 land. And this is kind of when you got to take a position, guys, and say, hey, you know what? Real estate has been dead for a couple of years. Maybe it's time that it's going to rotate, right? And I like to take a position and get paid, when the real estate booms again. So just a thought, my friends. Just a thought. Let's see here. What else do we got going on here? Weeble. You guys know I like my bully. It was up to 15.59 today. I keep telling you guys, $15 cash secure puts expiring October 17th. They're bringing you 150 right now. Not terrible. But the $15 cash secure puts expiring in January are bringing over $300 right now. 315, 313. Don't be afraid of those. That's for 315. That's for 315. See if you get filled. You're essentially buying like a $12 a share. Weeble will be $40, $50 a share, my friends. Make no mistake about that. It's going to take some time. But right now, if you got paid to buy the stock, I don't see a problem. $15 cash secure puts expiring January bring you in over $3 right now. I mean, that's over 20% return on investment. No bank is going to give you that. So I don't see a problem, man. I mean, Weeble, obviously, it's not in the red today. So I say watch for some weakness, right? Maybe you can get those for 350. It's I like the stock, man. Sentinel One is now in the red. Sentinel One, you guys know I like Sentinel One. Sentinel One is a really good company, man. It's very well ran. It's got a good it's got very good fundamentals, and instead of buying CrowdStrike that's already over $300 a share or something like that, why not go for a fraction of that and buy Sentinel One at $18 a share? And if you don't want to pay $18 a share, why don't you go to December? Go to December and sell a put. $18 cash secure puts could bring you in $150 right now. Sell an $18 cash secure put and bring in $150 per share, $150. I don't think it's gonna be there, so 19s will probably be better. $19 will bring you in over $2 right now. The $19 cash secure puts are paying you $205. Between 200 and 210, you're in the middle of 205. Essentially, you're getting the stock for $16.95. I mean, that is not terrible, not bad at all. So, $18 cash secure puts are playing it very safe. 19s you may get filled in December, and you get paid to buy the stock. I mean, I don't see the fallacy there. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. UiPath was at $11. It's now $12.50. I told you guys do those 11, 12, or $10 cash secure puts. It's at $12.50 now. QBTS is taking a nice little hit today. It was up. Let's see. QBTS was up 6% earlier, and then it went down to 3% negative. So that's an 8% swing. D-Wave Quantum, QBTS. Mixed quarter two earnings and cautious investors' response despite analyst upgrades. Yes, it was upgraded. Net loss of 8 cents per share, wider than expected. I mean, yeah, you see, if QBTS goes down 5 to 10% today, $22 cash secure puts. Try to get over $4.50 for them. Try to get $4.25. I mean, you're essentially getting paid over $4 to buy $22 to buy the stock at $22. It's at 25. It gets down to 25. You can look at $22 cash secure puts, $23 cash secure puts, and get paid almost $5 a share. I mean, that's not a terrible deal. You know, you want to play it safe? Go to the $20 cash secure puts and get paid $3, $3.25 to go on the $20 strike. I mean, it's just the premiums are so big. You know, $22 is not terrible. You could get over $4 a share. If you put some stinkers out there, you're essentially buying it for $18, 17 and change. What's wrong with that? Get paid to buy a really good quantum stock. You know, ASTS is down. It was up 5% this morning. It's up only 2% now. I have $50 cash secure puts expiring June that I got over $15 for. Those are right now 14, 15. I'm gonna leave it alone, man. I'm just gonna get free money. I am daring them to put those shares in my account. Nvidia's taking a little. Well, it was up like 3% this morning. It's now up 2%. Yeah, Nvidia's been Nvidia. It's too expensive for my taste. I don't think it's too expensive. Nano Dimension is down a bit. Hey, so another ticker you guys may want to look at is NNDM. It's $1.58 a share right now. Have a look, see how it moves on a day when it goes down below 150, 140 land. Yeah, don't be afraid to take a position. This is a good stock. The 52-week lows in the 130s. So just saying, it's one of those that it's when it runs, it's going to run to twice as much. It's going to run 50%, 30%. So not a terrible stock to hold, you know, and see what happens. It's kind of like QSI, right? It's got to make a decision. Same thing with Smart Rent, right? SMRT. It's stocks that are right now cheap, and there's gonna come a point when someone's gonna find out about them. The street's gonna find out and say, you know what, these are stocks that have been hit. They are extremely undervalued. Let's take a position, and guess what? They become the next open door, right? So let's see what happens there. Ion Q finally taking a breather. Nice. It was $75 a share. It's now 63. I told you guys wait until it gets to the 40s, right? It's probably going to go back to the 40s, and then you could do some $35 cash secure puts. I love this stock. I was holding it at $13, $15, and I was talking about it. I was telling you guys about $20 cash secure puts. It's ran. It's taking a breather. I think people are taking profits. Let's see what happens. Right? I think it was up to like $75, $76 a share. So it's now 63. A lot of profit taking going on. I think it's maybe getting shorted a bit, but you know what? It's all good. See what it does. You know, I wouldn't go through a cash secure put just now, just because I don't trust it to just bounce back up. Although if you did I got a $60 cash secure put would bring you in $10 right now. $9.95. I mean, you're buying it for $50. That's pretty attractive, but I think you could probably get the 50 cash secure put for around 10 at some point. So, you know, the 45 for $8, $9 would be great. You know, just don't let me tell you what to do with your money, but you know, be cautious, right? This is around the time where you got to start taking money off the table a bit. Nobody ever got hurt taking a profit, and start being a little more cautious on your enterings on different stocks. You know, I would personally, I'd rather enter a stock that's closer to a 52-week low than a 52-week high, if that makes any sense, right? Because I want to get paid to buy the stock through a cash secure put, And so, if it's close to a 52-week low and I get paid to buy the stock, essentially I'm below the 52-week low. And that's not a bad entry on a stock that I wanted, right? So we'll see how it behaves. DNA, it's a little green today. It's up 5%. So if you're holding the stock, sell some covered calls on it, maybe some 15s. They will bring you $130 right now, 125 to 130 bucks. Why not? Let's see here. MicroStrategy is a bit green today. It's up 4%. BMNR, yeah, look at that. It's on its way down again, huh? It was 54.45. Now it's 52 bucks and 77 cents. So let's see what happens. I think I timed those cover calls just right. I love it. I love it. I love making money, guys. Oh man, look at that. Those $70 calls are now $5.98. All right. Bullish is down today, 1.5%. BLSH. I could wait for the 50s, maybe the $55, $54 area, and then perhaps take a stab at the $55 cash secure put and go in a couple of months so I could bring in some really good dollars, right? RCAT, RCAT is up 8% today. Yes, it is. My $10 cash secure puts that I sold for $175, those are $133 now. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm telling you guys, RCAT's a good stock, man, and get paid to buy it. So $10 cash secure puts right now are out of the money, but they're making me money. I'm okay with that. Let's see here. Lululemon's 176. I want it under 150, maybe 145, 140. SQQQs, they're on their way up now. Remember I told you I bought some SOXS today, guys. I bought some SOXS. I think it was at a 52-week low. So I brought another 100 shares of SOXS with some premiums that I brought in from some covered calls and cash secure puts. So I did that. Let's see here. QUBT. There we go. It's under 19. It's under 20 bucks now. Beautiful. Remember when it was like 27, 26 bucks? And I was telling you guys we take profits, sell some covered calls. Today is down almost 4%. This is when we go through cash secure puts, right? Look at that. The $19 cash secure put brings you $425 right now. Oh, nice. I remember when I got $540 for those. It's I'm trying to get it there again. If I can get $5 for those $19 cash secure puts, that'd be wonderful. Expiring January. So let's see. If I can get $450 for the 18s, that'll be better. $450 for 18s. Essentially, I'm buying it at $13.50. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, my friends. Where is the opportunity? That's what we got to ask ourselves. Where the opportunity lies today. It's there. It's everywhere. You just got to know where to look, my friends. Let's see here. Cloudflare. I really like Cloudflare. Cloudflare, NET. The ticker is NET. Cloudflare is, if we hit a recession, I'm buying some Cloudflare and some Adobe. Some CRM as well, some Salesforce. I'm kind of getting my portfolio together on 10 stocks that are kind of recession proof, right? And just so you guys know, I'm starting to make a list now of the stocks that I would buy during a recession. And RKT is one of them. NVIDIA is another one of them. Datadog is another one. DDOG, DDOG. NET, Cloudflare is another one. Adobe is another one. ADBE and CRM is another one. Salesforce. So I still have a couple of more that I want to add, but I'm really looking at where to add and which ones, right? Mara is up 10% today. And here we go. Let's go sell some calls. $20. Let's try to get 215. 215 for the $20 call expiring in December. 215. Give me 215, my friend. 215, my friend. $215 for $20. The stock is at $17.82. It's got to go up another $2, and you're gonna pay me $215. So essentially, I'm selling it for $22.15. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Quantum size taking a little hit. It's 137 now, 138. Under 120, under 130. Not a terrible time to add to your position. Lyft is up 2%. It was up 3% earlier on. I told you guys when Lyft was $15, $16 a share to take a stab at it. It's now 22. Still a good time. Anything under 25 for Lyft is great, just so you know. So Hoodie is 131 today. Snowflake is on its way down. Nebius is 110. Damn, I should have got Nebius at $90. All right, what do we got? I'm sorry, guys. I was just basically going through the good old stocks. There's a Savage 20, and you know, we get caught up because I got to sell covered calls and cash cure puts. Because even though I'm here, I want you guys to see me trade. Whoa! And you got, and you know, you see my entries and you see what I put out there, so you guys can mimic them if you like, you know, because that's how you make money. So yeah, and you know, Thanksgiving is around the corner, so just don't mean to sound any alarms, right? But you know, October's almost here. Thanksgiving's around the corner. You may want to start making a little bit of money so that you can stash $100 here, $50 there for your Thanksgiving dinner. You know, buy a nice little turkey, right? Buy some nice side dishes. You can make it yourself. You know, I'm gonna challenge myself to make apple pie for the first time, and perhaps pumpkin pie. I don't know, but I usually make the turkey. And we're kind of deciding on the side dishes, but I like scalloped potatoes. And I like the green bean casserole, man. It's pretty delicious. So, all right, let's see what we got for here. Hey, Savage, watching you from my doctor's office, reviewing my MRI. Need an L2 and L3 fusion. Tom Kaufman is saying, "Oh shit, oh man, a fusion." Damn. You know what? I got one of my neighbors had their spine fused. Let me tell you this, dude. He actually he was scared at first, and I got an MRI done last week, by the way. So I'm waiting to hear from the doctor. I got to see her on Wednesday. So, but my neighbor put me at ease because he was really bad. I mean, he literally had bone on bone. And, you know, he's like in his 50s. The guy bikes. The guy's pretty active. And he said that it was extremely hard to, like, get up and walk. And everything hurt, sitting down, lying down. No matter where, on your side, tummy, on your back. It was just painful. But he ended up getting a fusion. And he said they went through his stomach. That's where technology is now. They don't actually open up your back anymore. They actually go through they make an incision on your stomach, right? And then they go in through, you know, and then they do everything they do through the stomach. And it's much simpler, much easier. And the guy's walking around now. He's wearing a back brace because this just got done, like, I think a month ago. But he's already biking, you know, and he's saying that the difference is night and day. He says that he can't believe he waited so long to get it done because it was just a fear, right? Because when we think back surgeries and fusions and like we think the 90s and them opening you from like, you know, your back, right? And then like opening up completely the spine and having it exposed and then they do all this shit. It's not like that anymore. They have AI is obviously at play, and then there's robots that have way more precision. And it's a big thing, right? We're also very lucky to have Stanford Medical. We got UCSF Medical here, so yes, the cost of life is a lot more expensive, but it comes with its perks, right? And so, but I wish you the best of luck, dude. I mean, keep us informed, and let us know, you know, how things happen with your fusion. I'm very curious to hear, and keeping our fingers crossed for you, my man. The man is saying I'm up on the BBAi no matter what happens. Yeah, no, I gathered that much, and I think that's fine. Always be writing sin number 10. Let's see here. Currently paying out 1.5% weekly and realistic, and it won't stay that way forever, but it's nice while it lasts. Jude Case in the house saying, hey, Savage and all. Roaring Yiddy saying, what up? Joy V saying, all the folks. Roaring Yiddy saying, everything. Let's see. Every time bad news comes out about open AI, open dips. Yeah, no, it's I think it's funny. They're completely unrelated, right? But I think open is dipping for other reasons. Open door, at least. It hit like $9 to $10, right? And then it's got to be profit taking. I told you guys yesterday. You were here yesterday. I told you look for some red tomorrow because sell-offs happen, and September is usually one of those months, right? And we've had a lot of green, so it's safe to say today and tomorrow probably red. And maybe even Wednesday, but I think Wednesday is the start of October, and so maybe we want to have a rally. I don't know, but be prepared either way, right? Stocks are down 5-10%. Cash secure puts. Stocks are up 10%, 15, 20%. Cover calls. It's not rocket science, and let's just stick to the script. Let's try not to get too cute. Let's just boring, and dumb is the easiest way to keep that money, right? Markets markets be crazy, markets be nuts. What are you gonna do, right? But you just take what the market gives you. Chase Rosita Parker is in the house. Good morning, Chase. Rosita Parker. James of the Tree saying ahoy, Lucky 13. Double D is saying good morning. Rowan Yuri saying I used to make the whole Thanksgiving spread. I can't cook like that anymore. Yeah, honestly, I'm okay having like a turkey, like a nice little turkey slice with some mashed potatoes and little green bean casserole. That's it. And we're from El Salvador, right? So so we have this thing called pan con pavo, right, which is translates to turkey bread. But what it is like we buy some baguettes, right, that are yay big, and usually you buy them like at like Latin American stores, or my favorites are the ones that they sell at the Vietnamese stores, which because I went to Vietnam, I know the background on this, but Vietnamese people actually have some of the most delicious fucking French baguettes because they were fucking invaded by the French. They were occupied, right? So it just so happens that fucking the French taught them how to make fucking bread. And so, anyways, I go to like these Vietnamese spots and I buy bread. I buy the baguettes, giant baguettes, not like the big old ones, but like they're smaller, but they're pretty big. In when you take it into account, like that the Latin American breads are like this yay big, right? So like they're bigger, and so you cut them in the middle. You toast them a little bit, and you cut them in the middle, and then you make the turkey. And the turkey has like all these Latin American spices. And then you got to put like mustard in it, and like let's see, salt, pepper, garlic. You put in some uh, olives in the whole, right, and then you put the stuffing sometimes in there as well. First and foremost, you got to wash it with lime before you do all that. You got to wash it with lime, and salt and kind of coat it, and it kind of brines on its own. We gotta put it like overnight, and then like it starts curing in a way, and then you'll put it into like this container, and then you put all these spices, like I said, the mustard and the salt, pepper, garlic, salt, and then you mince garlic and put it kind of in the hole, right? And then you do other spices. You toast like the Roma tomatoes, and then you toast onions. You toast some bay leaves. You toast sesame seeds and pumpkin seeds, and you toast. I forgot what other stuff. My mother really knows the recipe. And then after you toast it, you kind of you kind of blend it all together, and then and so bell peppers are a thing too. You gotta toast the bell peppers, and then you blend it, and then that blending you kind of you get a strainer, and then you put it on top of the turkey. All that it's like a paste, right? And then you coat the turkey all over with that, and then you put it in the oven at like 350, 400 for like 4 hours. And then depending on how big the turkey is, obviously, but if it's like an 18-pound, 20-pound turkey, it'll be like 4.5 hours, right? And then you take it out, and then you kind of you see how it's cooking, and then you put some beer in it, but it's got to be like a pilsner beer, right? And then you throw a pilsner in there, and I don't know what but it just binds everything together, and you put it in for another 45 minutes, right? And then it's like boiling in there, and then you take the lid off, and then you put it on broil for like 5 minutes, and then it's like nice and like crusty, and like it's delicious. And then you cut it, right? And then you put that in the bread, and then you boil some eggs and stuff like that on the side, and you grab some tomato slices, and they gotta be like these big giant meaty tomatoes. I forgot what they're called, but like they're like round and big, and then they're so juicy. And you slice them, and then you put like some watercress in the bread on the in the turkey, and like sliced pieces of egg, and then you put that bread is like it looks like this with like the turkey in there, and then all the condiments, and then you put the sauce like on top, and it's fucking delicious. Actually, I'm gonna show you guys what it is, because I know you guys are I'm just telling you guys what it is, but like I'd rather show you. I forget that I can share. And exactly what this looks like, it's like, yay. Oh, it's a no. I don't want a YouTube one. I want to show you guys what it looks like. I don't want a video. I don't have Facebook. It's kind of like a glorified banh mi, if you will. Gosh, there's so many Pinterest and Facebook things here, but like I don't want to. That's not what I want to show. Okay, this would be probably better. It's kind of what it looks like right here, guys. I'm going to show it to you guys. All right, here we go. Can you guys see it? Hold on. There it is. It's kind of what it looks like, my friends. Can you guys see it there? That's kind of what it looks like, but like this is like shredded turkey, and I don't shred the turkey. My family doesn't believe in shredding the turkey. That's just asinine. What we do is we slice the turkey, right, and then we put like the nice turkey slice in there, and then it's like it's delicious, man. It's so delicious. And then right here, you know, they haven't put enough sauce in there. I think they're just showing it, so like what it looks like, but when it's already made and then you have sauce on top of that, that bread, you know, the baguette sucks in all that sauce and it's fucking delicious. And then you wash down with a nice little, you know, Pilsner beer. We have a beer in El Salvador called Pilsener. My favorite is Suprema. It's like a stronger Heineken, if you will. It's like a stronger Heineken, and it's delicious. And this washes down perfectly with it. So that is the pan con pavo, my friend. It's extremely delicious. You know, welcome to the foreign fork in Alexandria, and they're telling you about the pan con pollo. Oh, see, that's fucking pan con pollo. Okay, never mind. That's the I want to show you guys pan con chumpe. That's turkey. That's chicken. I want turkey. Hold on, guys. This well. Hold on, my friends. Okay, maybe this one. Hold on, folks. I will get it. I will get it. Let me share. All right, there we go. So that's different. You know, that's kind of like panes con pavo. It's like the pavo means turkey, by the way, in Spanish. So, yeah, these are the ones, man. You know, these are the ones. This like right here, that's like a nice pan con pavo right here, right there. But it seems like that's one that's that they sell at some restaurant. You're not gonna get the same thing at a restaurant as I would at home, right? Like it's just it makes sense that you know the ones from home would be like way more delicious and like just overall, gosh, it's so good. But like you know, um, yeah, they're so good, man. The panes con pavo are everything. And then there's the other spin-off, which is chicken, because some people, you know, turkey's too expensive or like it's too much. So, you know, what they'll do is they'll make a chicken, you know, and you could do the same thing I told you guys as far as the recipe. It'll just be with the chicken instead of turkey. But it's freaking delicious. Let's see. CKT saying stink bid on Rigetti, January 26, $29. Cash a cure put in for 709. See if I get filled. You know, okay, so this is the thing with Rigetti. I think it probably come down back to like 25. It'll probably come back to 25. You know, where is it at today? Let's see. I think you're overpaying, my friend. I think you are. It's down 3% today. It was down 4 point something. Yeah, it could come down to 25, man. I know what you're doing, and I don't blame you for it. But I honestly think there's more room to the downside. There's a little more room to the downside. Look, if you can get $5-6 for a $25 cash secure put, I would like that more. You know, just because I think you're overpaying. Not saying you may get filled. You probably get filled, and you're probably gonna get the stock. Which in the long term, right? In the long run, it's what you want. You want the stock. I get it. there's no, you look, I don't see anything wrong with that. I just think you're overpaying a bit. That's all. But it's all good because you want the stock. So I get it. I personally would like you to make a little more money and then have a little more of a cushion on the risk side, right? But I mean, it's all good. If that's the risk you want to take, I see nothing wrong with that. That's a good right. You're essentially buying, the stock for 21.91. I don't see anything wrong. I don't. So it's all good, CKT. Rowan Yiddy saying it's exhausting. Cash puts RGT down 5%. I get it. No, I get it. I know what you're doing it. I'm not saying you're wrong, CK. I don't think you're wrong at all. That's what I would do. That's what I used to do. But because now I'm a bit more of, I thumb my nose a little more, I'm like, really, bring it down. Give me more. It's all good, dude. I think you're making money. That's a good decision, a good right. If you get filled on a stinker, nothing wrong with that. I would like you to get paid a little more, though. I think of it as if it's my money. I like to think of everyone on here as if your trades were my trades because I'm very conservative because I want you to make more money. I want you to take more money in and take a little less of a risk, right? So that's all. It's no big deal. Jude saying back again. Andres de la Torre saying he is here. Roaring Yiddy saying, no, I agree. Open is dipping normally too, but every time OpenAI gets a bit, it's a hit piece on the Open News feed, it shows up that Open falls. I think a lot of people get confused. I agree with that. People are fucking dumb. Not you guys, obviously, right? But like overall, retail investor, not too smart. That's why we're here. That's why I want you guys to give me a thumbs up, right? That's why I want you guys to like share and so we can get more people here because the more people we get in here, right? The more people that can fucking, get paid by using the stock market as a tool to like, fucking get off the hamster wheel and know that they can in fact do this. This is not fucking rocket science. This can be done. Like we're doing it, right? And I want just people to know that there's an option. You don't have to have somebody else, in some outfit, managing your 401k that's bringing in 5-10% a year, maybe 15, and then they're charging you for it when you could bring in 50-40% yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like who has a better what's the word that I'm looking for? Nobody's gonna look after your own pockets and you better than yourself, right? So like, yeah. Roy saying it doesn't look good, but pressure cooked turkey is so good, really rich flavor and bone broth. I agree. I agree. I've done it like that before, and it's not terrible. The Salvadoran sandwich, pan pollo. I'm hungry now, says Karen D. Moneymaker, huh? Pan con pollo. My average on Rigetti is 19. So even if I did get filled, which is right now, it doesn't look like if it's going to fill, my average will be solid. It's all good. CKT, like I said, it's all good, man. As long as you're making money, it's all good. Let's see what we're looking at and how we are looking on the good old chart real quick. Let's see what the stock market is giving us today. Let's share this with you guys. All right, let's see here. So, as you can see, the Dow is a nothing burger. NASDAQ up maybe half a percentage point. S&P a quarter, 25 basis point, and nothing burger. The tickers that we're looking at, let's see. I don't know why people are thinking WULF is TeraWulf when it's not. WOLF. It's not TeraWulf. TeraWulf is WULF. For any of y'all that are confused about that. Let's see here. What do we got? Top gainer today. Damn, Wolf is up 850%. God damn. BQ. See, those usually are pharmaceuticals and such, and like they move so fast. Don't be afraid to like I said, to QSI, SMRT. One day they may be just like this. One day they're gonna go up 850%, just like that. Which is why whenever there's weakness on them, you guys go in and you buy a couple, buy 10 here, buy 20 there, 50 here. It's all good. Let's hear. What did I want to share with you guys here? Yeah, the map. Let's see, map. So let's see. Microsoft is up like not even 1%. Nvidia's up 2%. AVGo is down a bit. Qualcomm is taking it on the chin. Intel's taking it on the chin. Apple is down 65 basis points. Tesla's barely up. Lowe's is down 2.2%. Let's see here. Who else is down? So it looks like healthcare is down today. Energy's kind of, well, energy's down. Yeah, kind of a mixed bag, isn't it? Looks like tech is kind of, well, kind of tech is kind of is holding up the market a bit. Look at this. Look at the Mac 7. Yeah, no, look, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Meta, and Tesla. Those are up. Apple seems to be like the one kind of laggard there, but CrowdStrike is up 1.11%. Burger King is down. You know, it's very interesting. And this kind of tells you where we're going, guys. This kind of tells you where we're going. Burger King and McDonald's have been releasing earnings, and they've also been releasing news, right? That's things that they're seeing. It's patterns. And, you know, McDonald's has basically said people are not, they're saying they're skipping breakfast. People seem to be skipping breakfast now. And I would actually go further and say that fucking people just don't want to buy McDonald's anymore in the morning because it's just too expensive. Do you guys remember there used to be a 99-cent menu, right? Like everywhere you went, McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, fucking Taco Bell, 99-cent menu. What happened to that menu? What happened to that menu? It's gone. Now they have like, you know, $5 menus, which is like they give you like a burger and a soda and like some fries, right? And or a $5.99 menu, right? But I mean, that's not 99 cents anymore, right? If you were to do like the numbers, if you were to work the numbers, you would say I'm getting 3.99 items, right? 99-cent items for $5 now. So essentially, that's up 40%. So inflation is up 40% on McDonald's, right? You're getting 3.99-cent items for $5. That's an increase of 40%. That's a lot. Same thing with you know, Burger King. Burger King used to have a 99-cent menu. Now they have a 2 for $6. 2 for $6 is the cheapest thing you can get there. You get 2 items, which is like a BK Junior and like a chicken sandwich. Like you can mix and match like these items, right? But they're 2 for $6. So no 99-cent item anymore, right? If you were to divide that, the items are now $3, but you have to buy 2 at least. So that's a 200% increase. I mean, that's a lot, right? When you have no more 99-cent menus, that's a lot. That tells you kind of where we're going, guys. So don't be afraid to take money off the table, right? And be a little more cautious when jumping into like to cash secure puts. We used to do 5%, right? Let's look for 7 to 10% now. Let's be a little cautious, right? Same thing with cover calls. You know, we used to do 5%. Let's do 7 to 10% now. Let's look closer to that. Now, if it's a stock you really, really want, I get it. 5% makes sense. But let's be a little more cautious. Let's ask for a little more now. and then try to put in your stinkers closer to the ask and the bids, right? Just saying. Let's try to bridge that gap and get paid more. I want you guys to get paid more, man. Let's see. Roy Yudi say I won't buy Five Guys anymore because it's like $20 for a combo. Any thoughts? Chris's concert corners. Any thoughts on buying the dip on BYND? Is that Beyond Burger? Chris's concert corner. You're a new guy here, I believe. Good morning and thank you for watching. I think that's Beyond Meat, and I don't. I know I've never traded. I always looked at it, and it's down massively today. It was down to 122, and it's 190 now. It's crazy because Beyond Meat used to be like $200 a share or some shit. So I would stay away from it, man. I would stay away from it. It's just I think it's on its last legs, man. I mean, that people just are not eating it as much as they people thought they were. We thought that was going to be the next big thing, right? And just it's too expensive. People, they rather buy like chicken legs for like $1.99 a pound than buy 5 Beyond Meat burgers for $30. That's kind of what they cost at the store, right? So I mean, just we got to know how to read the room, right? And we got to know what the economy is looking like. We're literally talking about the 99-cent menu not being here anymore, right? And if you look at eggs are up 40% in the last year. They actually are a lot more expensive now than they were. I do know that there was an issue with the virus. There was a chicken virus that made eggs skyrocket last year at some point, but like that's kind of been taken care of. So I don't know, man. I'd stay away from Beyond Meat though. It seems like it's too much of a gamble. Like why do you want to hold it, right? Like do you see it going back to where it was before? Is there a specific reason? Um, hmm. Wolf, I don't trade WOLF, so I wouldn't be able to tell you much about it. I do trade WULF, which is Terra Wolf, and that's a good stock to ride on. Roaring, you say more people would eat vegetarian and healthy food if they weren't so expensive. I agree, Roaring. I agree. Prior to and now during inflation. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. Inflation makes those products a lot more expensive, right? And people, they're not gonna pay $8-10 for a Beyond Burger when they could pay $3 for the Burger King burgers that you could buy two for $6. So Jude Case and Savage, do you see Bed Bath and Beyond did warrants at the same time as GME? Interesting. Yeah, I we'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, GME has all my interest when it comes to the warrants. I'm going to see how they're going to kind of foot around with that. Chris says, I picked up a dozen eggs today for 404. Yeah, that's a lot, man. 404 for eggs. I remember when it used to be 99 cents for a dozen. That's just not too far ago, right? Not too long ago were they 99 cents, 129 for 12. Now it's $4.04. That's just crazy, man. James from the Tree saying Wolf is a great product and could make a great comeback someday, but yeah, it's got delisted and now relisted up on bankruptcy restructuring. Stay away from it. Charlie C2 saying hello and all, and hi Savage. What is up, my dude? I hope you're doing well. Anyhow, so that's what the market's giving us today, my friends. Like I said, look at Mara. Mara is beautiful today. Did my stinkies get hold on? They sure did. I got filled on my $20 calls. Sure did. Good on you. Thank you for the money. Thank you for the money. Appreciate it. There it is. Let's see here. QuantumScape is down 3% today. QS is the ticker. QuantumScape. Look for it to get, if it gets to like the $10 land, $11 land, don't be afraid to sell some $10 QuantumScape puts, my friends. And if you can bring in $250, anywhere around $2, $2 to $250 for those QuantumScape $10 cash secure puts expiring in January, do it. I would absolutely do it because it's a good stock, and I think it's going to be here for a while, and it's a good entry to a stock that I think has got a future. AOI is on its way down. If it get to $22, $23, I would sell some $23 AOI January cash secure puts and try to bring in some 2250s. Try to bring in $4, $4.50 for those. That would be nice. That would be nice. So that's where CleanSpark is up nicely today. Ooh, nice. You guys remember when CleanSpark was like $8, $7 a share, and I was telling people to sell some cash secure puts? Yeah, buddy. Let's see. Galaxy Digital is up. Domo last month was around $14 a share. It's $16 now. So we'll see what happens. QUBT's coming lower. Okay, closer to 5. I get it. All right. Those $19 are getting closer to 5. They're $4.25 now. Let's get closer to 5. Come on now. Anyways, my fellow simpletons and degenerates, I think I'm going to hit the road in a bit. I just, there's some stuff I have to do. I got to go to Costco and I got to buy some stuff, some vegetables and some fruits for the kids. So we'll see. Roy, you say winter eggs are always more expensive. Chickens lay eggs than normal, so be prepared for that. Less eggs than normal. Yeah, it's just cold, probably. I don't know. I'm not a chicken, but I get it. Charlie C2 saying Canada post back on strike. I'm at the cottage, option trading and making money. That's how you do it, Charlie. Roy saying they're on strike against U.S. deliveries, right? Or is it nationwide? Nation again. As of last Friday. Okay. I know nationwide there was a we can't get any more because of the tariffs and a postal strike. Because we can't get it in the U.S. So there's folks talking amongst themselves. It's all good. Folks, gonna hit the road. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. Charlie C2, Roaring Titty, James of the Trees, Chris's Concert Corner, Jude K, Moneymaker Juan, Karen D, CKT. Let's see here. Andres de la Torre, Double D, Chase Rosita Parker, Joey V, Jude K, The Man, Tom Kaufman, Kent's mom, Cindy B, Bobby Atkinson, Alex, Cindy B, Jay Gill, Wing Commander. Thank you guys for watching, man. I really appreciate you guys. We're going to be back on tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., right? And we're going to see what the market's giving us. As of right now, let's just keep making that money. It seems like a lot of stocks are on the move. So, look at this QUBT. Yeah, QUBT. If it gets down to like the 5 to 7%, in the red, don't be afraid to $18 cash secure puts expiring on January. Don't be afraid of those, right? Because you're essentially getting the stock for $14 if you were to ask for a little over $4 for those. So, the $18 cash secure puts expiring in January are $365 right now. Put some $4 stinkers if you'd like to play in this little game, right? Then you're essentially buying the stock for $14. the stock's at 1933. Do you understand how much it has to come down in order for you to get filled? And if you get filled, just like you're seeing a lot of premium on the way down, there's a lot of premium on the way up. So on the day that the stock recovers 10%, you're going to sell some covered calls. Those, you got the stock essentially at $18. Your break even is 14. You sell some $21, $22 covered calls, expiring in a month, 2 months from then, and you bring in $3, $4. I mean, you made, up to almost $1,000 on this trade. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with that? There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you got to know how to get paid, right? Anyhow, that's where the opportunity is today, my friends. And then, your stocks are over 10%, 15% in the green. Sell some covered calls. Go to November, December if you have to. Bring in dollars. Bring in dollars. None of that 15-cent, 25-cent shit. Bring in dollars. So if you sell, 5, 10 of those contracts, you bring in $1,000, $1,500. Thank you very much. I appreciate the money. So yeah, that's what we got going, my friends. Charlie's saying, sorry I was late. I'll rewatch. Rowan Yeti saying toodles. Jude Kane's saying take care all. Pick home saying I should have sold more covered calls on SoFi last week. Oh well. Listen, I was telling you guys to sell covered calls on SoFi like the last 2 weeks. I was saying SoFi's at 30, it's at 29. Sell some 35s for January. Sell some $35 covered calls on January strikes. Bring in $3, $4 a share. I was telling you guys to do this. Remember? And people were getting fucking greedy. Don't get greedy. Remember? Look, bears make money. Bulls make money. Pigs get slaughtered, my friends. Pigs get slaughtered. And that's what happens. You oink around and you find out. So let's just, the stock is not up nicely. You bought it at 15, 12 bucks. It's at 30. You're tripling your money. Essentially, sell some 35s. Bring in $3 a share, $4 a share. Right now, those are $2. You 10 of those contracts, that's $1,000. You could just buy them back right now. Buy them back right now, and you've made $1,000 off the table. What is wrong with that? I just want you to get paid. It's not personal. It's when you get paid. So, also, guys, just so you know, I ended up getting a new mesh system. I was having issues with my internet, right? And I don't know why it was just going up and down. And I guess I have a little spot here that it drops. But I ended up spending like $400 to get a mesh system. And so, can I just tell you guys how ridiculously fast a mesh system is? I just have to redo everything, right? I had to go in and, I have to get my router. My router going through the to the mesh, and then, once the mesh is online, the first one, it talks to the other ones, and I put another one up in another main room, and another one up in the another corner, and another one up in the other corner of the house. So like right now, I got like 450 Mbps, like in this little area that I used to get like 30 or 40. That's like 10 times the internet. That's crazy. So like I shouldn't have any drops anymore, I guess, as I'm trying to say. So anyways, a pick home saying I show some more cover call. Karen D saying I need more cash. I guess I'm a pig. You're not a pig if you're taking advantage of the situation. But if you're like, waiting to get more money and more money and more money, and then there's a big steep drop when you could have taken the for sure money, your stock is up 10, 15%, right? And then you put in a stinker that's ridiculous and it's not gonna fill, moving a little closer. Right? Moving a little closer. Try to get filled. Try to get filled, right? And I'm not saying to chase it, but I'm saying be a little more in tune with the fact that the stock already ran 15%. The chances of it running another 15% are not that high, right? So take what the market gives you. Don't be too greedy. right? I'm not saying it's not okay to make a profit. I'm just saying if you get too greedy, then you see, like for example, today I wanted to get $7 for the for those covered calls on BMNR, right? And I just didn't see it getting there. I saw the graph and I was like, it's not looking like I'm gonna get. So let me go to 675, and it got filled. And then the high of the day was, I think, 680. So I could have done 695, but like I was like, it's already up 6-7%, right? Will it go to 10? It can, but it just didn't seem like it was just going above that, right? So I was just like, let me dial it back a bit. The ask was at 655. I was like, let me go to 675, right? 20 cents, not terrible. And I got filled, right? And so, it kept going. Now I was like, oh man, maybe I should have left it at no. I was like, you know what? I got 670 for 675, not terrible. And then times two, right? So I was like, you know what? Not a terrible deal. And so again, what happened? I guess the powers that be, right? That these algos know, like 7 is probably the ceiling. 7, they're not gonna let it get to that, right? So this is just a little give and take, right? Anyways, just saying, my friends. CKT saying I wrote some of those January 26, $35 covered calls on SoFi. They are currently at 16%. There it is. There it is, CKT. There it is. Making money, and just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let that data decay, my friend. Let it decay. Let's see what the week brings us. If you get to if SoFi gets to 25, goes to 25, right, for whatever reasons, those are going to be at 40, 50%. Then you can start saying, I made 40, 50% in a couple of weeks. Do I want to wait an extra 3 months to get the extra 50%? Maybe not, right? It's up to you. You could just let them expire worthless and see what happens, But I would probably caution that, during earnings, SoFi is probably going to uptick some too, right? So be mindful of that. Earnings, Google when earnings are and stuff. So tri-band mesh system by Orbi, love it. Had it for 5 years now. Yeah, I had a mesh system and I got rid of it. And then I looked for the mesh system that I had, and you know what? It was a little older, and I went on Amazon and I ended up getting like a discount for having the old one, and I just basically said this one wasn't working, so I got like an even Steven trade. So yeah, no, I have a new mesh system. It's pretty awesome. I use Eero, so that's kind of, and I have my router. My router is a Nighthawk, which is pretty awesome, but it has issues when it comes to this room specifically, and then the room adjacent to this one. So there's little dead spots. But again, the mesh system, I literally have a mesh right in front of me. So like it's the 400 Mbps is not going anywhere, man. It's my signal's gonna be good. I don't see it lagging at any point, so we'll see what happens. Ricardo Canales in the house saying, Savage. Hey, which brings me to my next point, actually. We couple of people had said, hey man, I made some money. Can I donate 20 bucks, 30 bucks? I said, you know what? Let me see what's up. But now I decided, after a conversation with the wife, she said, you know what? People are being nice. People want to donate a couple of dollars. It's okay. It wouldn't be the worst thing. And I figured I'm spending a couple of $100 here, $100 there. I was like, if the guys want to donate 10 bucks, 5 bucks, whatever, it's all good. So I ended up releasing the little icon right here that you guys are going to see, the little dollar sign. So if you guys ever want to donate 5, 10 bucks, whatever, it's all good. It's going to go through YouTube, right? And why not? Why not? So whenever you guys feel like you guys have made, 500 bucks, 1,000 bucks or whatever on some trades we talked about here, and to help you make some money, hey, it's all good. It goes towards a good cause, which is going to be basically I'm going to be buying probably a faster laptop and like a better camera. And my goal is to buy some items to place here that are going to be like the top 20, right? Like the Savage 20. So like the little logos. I don't know what I'm going to do just yet. But I'm going to kind of place them here so that you guys don't have to ask all the time what the Savage 20 are. And that's it. And so let's see here. Dude is saying, I don't see the icon. Does anyone else? I think you have to be signed in to your YouTube account. And I did decide to open that part of the let's see here. Yeah, so whenever you're on the chat, right, you see that little money sign. It's a super sticker. It's basically sending a super sticker. That's all it is. Is you basically can send a super sticker and have your message pop so that everyone can see it, right? Because it's blown up. And so I decided to open the super stickers for people. And if you guys wanted to donate a few bucks, it's all good. It's gonna go towards the channel anyways, right? And we're gonna see how basically this whole room is empty right now. But like as the channel gets bigger, as we make more money, as the channel I guess gets more people, and you guys make more money, obviously, you guys will be able to do the super chats, and then that money's gonna go towards like buying stuff. Like I was saying, whatever. Oh, dude, 1999. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you, man. 1999. That's awesome, dude. I appreciate it. So yeah, man. Like I said, I was gonna try to get some little logos, right? Like the SoFi logo here, and like C3.ai logo here, and maybe the BBAi logo here. And I don't know if to do like 3D little logos, so they're in the back, and then like I'm gonna place them in the wall so people could just see the Savage 20, and you guys can then know, hey, that's training. Let's see what the premiums are. And like I said, the goal is to make 100 millionaires with this channel, and I think of you guys as like we're kind of like the core, right? And the channel has been growing the past month, and I see it. The hours keep getting more and more as far as hours watched, and I appreciate you guys watching, man. So like I said, don't whenever you guys feel like you guys can donate $5-10, it's all good. If you cannot, it's all good. But like I said, the channel, as you guys go, the channel's gonna go. Hopefully one day I'll have a little studio, and then we'll have some like little lights back here. I'm thinking of having like a I don't know, like a special not like a trumpet, but like something that makes noise, right? And whenever somebody does a crazy trade, we're gonna go or something. And I don't know, man. There's so many ideas that I have, but for sure the logos back here, that's on the works, right? And so yeah. So now the four, I appreciate you, dude, very much. Thank you so much, man. That's it's my first super chat ever, and dude is there. I appreciate it, man. So let's see. All right, chat. Where is the money at right now? Let's see if we can help you make some more money since you've donated, dude. If you're holding Mara, MARA, if you're holding Mara Holdings, don't be afraid to go to December and sell some calls. $22 calls for 185 to keep it on the safe side. Not terrible, right? That's exactly it, Jude. Like a Kramer, buy or sell, something like that. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. But like someone asked about Beyond Meat, right? And I think it was, let's see, who asked about Beyond Meat? It was Chris Concert's Corner, right? He asked about Beyond Meat, and I said, dude, that's not. I wouldn't. I'd stay out of it, right? No, just because it's not. I just don't see you making money with it. And it's kind of a risky bet. So let's just, you can divert that money instead of spending $100, on Beyond Meat, which is like 150, 160 right now, right? Why don't you buy 100 shares of QSI, right? Or 100 shares of Smart Rent, or 100 shares of, let's see, what else, what other cheapies do we have here? THM, International Tower Hill Mines, you know, um, that's another one that I've been watching. THM is the ticker, right? So, yeah, it's something that you guys can kind of start, putting on your watch list and see how it moves, right? But right now, QUBT, it seems to kind of be where the opportunity is. So if you really wanted to look right now, the $18 cash secure put for QUBT is bringing in 365. I don't think that's terrible. So if you wanted to dip your toes into a quantum computing stock, that's actually a legit stock. It's well run. It's got good metrics, and it's actually it's not losing money. It's not losing a ton of money. They have a lot of cash on hand. Um, Quantum computing is a good one. It's 19.29 right now. It was like $24, $25 not too long ago. It's taken a little hit. It's down like 20% since then, right? So, and it's down 5% or close to it today. It seems like it's trying to recover. So don't be don't be don't be don't be scared. Don't be scared to go and mitigate risk by going to January, selling a $18 cash secure put and asking for 365. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. Ask for 365, see if you get filled. So you're buying the stock for 1435. That's not a bad entry. The stock was at 13, 14 for so long, consolidating. So that's kind of like that would be a really good right to make some bread. Rigetti Computing. I think CKT, you were talking about that. Close to 5% down right now. I say wait for it to get wait for it to get to 27. You go to 27, it goes to 27, and then sell a $25 cash secure put on it. Try to get 550. I think that's better. I think if you're gonna sell for 550, essentially you're buying Rigetti under $20, right? Your average is in 19s. So if anything, you're buying it where you bought it in the past. I see nothing wrong with that, right? So just a thought, man. Serve robotics on weakness. On some weakness, you guys could do the $10 cash secure puts. Go to December if you can. December 19th, $10 cash secure puts. Try to bring in a 175 to $2. I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. Ion Q64 down from $76, $75 a share. It could get to 50. It could wait for it to get to 50 and then start seeing if you want to take a position, right? Yeah, I mean there's opportunity out there, guys. You guys just have to make a decision on where the opportunity is that you guys want to jump in on. That's all. Anywho, guys, I'm gonna hit the road. Thank you for watching. Dude, thank you for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. You're my first super chat ever, and I will always remember this one for sure. Victory. I'm just glad I'm helping you make money, my man. That's all. And I get it. The noisemaker, Jude K. That's what I'm trying to get, like a noisemaker. You know, I don't know. It's just there's so many ideas that I have, right? But for sure, the 20 logos of the Savage 20 back here, right? So we can have, and then obviously this right here. I'll get some color on my printer. So as the you guys go and the channel goes, the super chats are gonna go. I'm sure of that. Dude is saying I rolled some cover close in on him micro strategy this morning. I gotta wait till Wednesday for my next trade. Too busy on Tuesdays to trade actively. It's all good. Take what the market gives you, and you know what? Sometimes you have to fold your arms, and that's okay. Folding your arms sometimes is the hardest thing, but you got to learn how to make money. You got to teach yourself that sometimes making money means doing nothing. And that's the hardest part sometimes when you're actively doing this, right? That you just want to do something because you're like, there's opportunity here, there, but your stocks are not moving. Like, you know, your cash secure puts are like at 2%. Your stocks are like at 3%, like green 3%. The red's like at 2%. There's really no entry there, right? So it's all good. It's sometimes you have to learn how to cross your arms, and that's all good. Dude saying you've earned it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it very much. All right, you knuckleheads, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. I appreciate the love. Thank you very much. Back on again, 8:30 a.m. I'm gonna go back in here, and then we'll see what the market is giving us. Right. So we're gonna be there, and we're gonna see where the opportunity lies then, and try to get paid. You know, it's not personal, right? It's just us making money. Today, the opportunity was the BMNR. The opportunity is in ASTS. The opportunity was is on a QBTS right now. Figma seems like it. You know, you can never go wrong with Sentinel One, man. Sentinel One, you know, it's one of those that I tell you guys, Sentinel One is going to be a very expensive stock one day, but right now it is what it is. Webull is down a bit today. You know, those $15 cash secure puts expiring in January for 330, 325. Not the most terrible thing, my friends. So just saying, the opportunity is there. You just got to make a decision, right? And obviously, it has to have an entry, right? Thank you so much for watching, my fellow simpletons and degenerates. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Until then, have a great day. Be careful in the with the trades. Don't try to get too greedy, and give them nothing. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. That's the motto. See you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. Peace out, my fellow simpletons and degenerates.